We've been threatening to let viruses wipe us out for years. One finally called our bluff.
So I watched Die Alone earlier this morning and was just absolutely gripped from start to finish. It is such a nicely unpredictable journey through this weird post-apocalypse. What about it really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I loved the story. I thought it was well written. I loved the character of May, who I play. I right away wanted to play her. I wanted to have that experience. And then I talked to Lowell Dean, who wrote it and directed it, and he had such a clear vision. And yeah, I really was excited to be a part of it. Right from the get-go, I just thought, yeah, this is something I haven't really seen before. You know, this is a character I've never played before. And I want to.
I love that there were so many ins for you there, and it worked out. So in talking about the story and your character, then one thing I found kind of interesting about this film is that it sort of reunites you and Douglas from the Bye Bye Man, albeit in a slightly different dynamic from that film. What was it like getting to reteam with him and sort of find May and his dynamic throughout this film?
Yeah, it was. I had also worked with him on another movie called The Boy Who Smells Like Fish. With Zoe Kravitz, him and him, they're the leads. It might have changed names. I can't remember. But yeah, so I've worked with him before, and he's such an effortless person to be around. He's just really, you know, we've spent some time together, but we're not like, we don't know each other super well, but it feels familiar right away. So, and I find that with most people, to be honest, especially in my business, not all the time, but with Douglas, it was exceptionally quick. Like right away, we were together in this movie. It was like, there was no awkwardness, no time of having to figure it out. It was just right there. Yeah.
I love when it can just click like that. So that's great that you had that. So in talking about May, then she has such a striking look, whether it's the hair or obviously there's the scar, which has a story nature to it. And I'd love, or even just her actual outfits. I'd love to hear sort of how you went about working with Lowell and everybody else to really find May's look to bring to life on screen.
Yeah, I think, you know, he has a great team surrounding him. The wardrobe woman, she was very clear and had just, I mean, all the costumes, she did such a great job. They all have so much meaning for her and story, and helped, you know, she had such a backstory for May, and it was great. The hair was a big part. You know, they added a lot of length and a lot of color, and that was great. It took a long time. It was days. And then of course the scar really, you know, gives you that, just that, you know, she's been through a lot. I think of course it all brings the character together. It's all of those things coming together. Yeah, that makes it believable, right? You want to make it believable, hopefully.
I certainly believed your performance as her, so I think it works just great. And so what did you find was one of the big keys of her to really connect to her, since she has so many layers of past and present, let's say?
Well, I think that the script really carries that. Like, wouldn't say I had to do anything too special. I had to know who she was, which I did the first minute I read her. Which is not usual. I don't usually have that. And, you know, I have a very mystical view on what I do for work. And I trust that things are brought to me that I'm meant to do. And I had actually just days before had this moment outside. It was winter, walking out in, you know, with a lot of coats on and really feeling the weight of winter, and really feeling the weight of like my spirit in a way that I don't normally feel. And I remember thinking, and this is an actor thing, so bear with me. I remember thinking, this feeling, be kind of cool to play this. And then I just kind of like let it go, you know, like, cause I got a pretty busy like life, right? Family life and everything. But it was 3 days later, I read May, and May had that weight. And it's almost like I called it in. I know that's crazy, but that's kind of how I think. And I just knew right away. I was like, yeah, like I know exactly who this is. Like I felt her 3 days ago, walking from my shed to the house, like in the depths of weather and cold and like wind and, you know, and yeah, so that's kind of how it started for me.
This movie was truly destined for you then to
A
really
little bit, I guess,
fortuitous timing.
I'll have to like have some different thought next time of something really like on a beach.
Something that's got a little more relaxation in it. I get you there. Well, I see I have to wrap up already, so I will get on out of here. But thank you, Carrie-Anne, so much for taking the time.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Anything else in here?
Just poison.